What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker. Yes, it's time for the fight prediction between the IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker, the former WBO heavyweight champion. It's time to break it down, so let's get to it. And you know how I do it, with the tale of the tape. Yes, Joseph Parker, Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, which is, that's flawed. He's not 35 years he's not 35. He's 33, okay? So they're off with that, okay? Compared to Daniel Dubois, which is 27 years of age. Okay, 3 losses for Joseph Parker, 2 losses for Daniel Dubois, 23 KOs for Joseph Parker compared to the 21 knockouts for Daniel Dubois. No draws for each fighter. Total bouts 38 compared to 24. 61% KO percentage for Joseph Parker, 88% knockout percentage for Daniel Dubois, 6'4" for Joseph Parker compared to 6'5" for Daniel Dubois, 76-inch reach for Joseph Parker, and he gives up 2 inches to Daniel Dubois with 78-inch reach, and they're both orthodox fighters. Joseph Parker hails from South Auckland, New Zealand, and Daniel Dubois is from Greenwich, London, UK. Okay. And let's break it down. Okay. Keys of victory for Joseph Parker: stay light, stay tight. Okay. He has to stay light, stay tight, and stay right, because he's going to have to get in and get out. Okay. He's going to have to avoid the jab, because the jab will be coming in. That jab of Dubois is very unpredictable. That boy has a jab out of this world. Okay, we seen in the Joshua fight that Joshua, having the longer reach, being taller, could not deal with that thudding jab of Daniel Dubois, and that kept his head moving back all night long, followed by a barrage of heavy power shots. Okay, so Joseph Parker's going to have to watch out for that. So if he's not careful, he will. So he's going to need that staying light, staying tight. He's going to have to keep that defense tight and that head on a swivel, because Daniel Dubois, of course, is coming with the jab, amongst other things, with heavy artillery. Okay, so he's going to have the speed, have the footwork. He's going to have to do the damn thing. Okay, that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to go in there and get in and get out. He's going to have to counter. He's going to have to make Daniel Dubois respect him, because Daniel Dubois is intending to run over him. Okay. And I think Joseph Parker I think the game plan will be to catch and counter and move, catch and counter and move. Those are the keys of victory for Joseph Parker. When in trouble, he has to be strong enough physically to wrap him up. However, I hope the added weight won't tire him out in the later rounds, because this could easily be a very competitive fight early on, the first 6 rounds or so, and then the later rounds, it's kind of tough because, Daniel has made Joseph work harder with that extra added weight, okay? The extra added weight, I think, was because of power, which I don't think you need that for power. I think speed is better for power, because speed is power rather than weight, okay? And a lot of fighters do it, including Anthony Joshua, that feel that just because you got more muscles, meaning you got more power, and that's not the case, people. I'm sorry, they're sadly mistaken. Maybe physically stronger, maybe not, but who knows? However, Joseph Parker can win this fight by simply fighting and executing the game plan, which him and Andy Lee have been doing to the T, okay, lately. Okay, so this is the 5th fight. So this fight will tell you everything you need to know, and I think they're training extra hard, and I think they're extra focused for Daniel Dubois, okay? So the mentality is there, which is a plus for Joseph Parker, okay? And I do think, and I will go out on a limb and think that Joseph Parker is more focused for Daniel Dubois than Daniel Dubois is for Joseph Parker, okay? That's just my opinion. However, the keys of victory for Danny Dubois is to be Danny Dubois, is to come in with that jab. We know that he's going to come in to time the other punches, throwing combinations, okay? I remember the fight with Joseph Parker and Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz threw combinations, but he couldn't move with Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker had that speed, so he knows how to avoid combinations. However, moving combinations, I think, is a plus. I think Daniel Dubois has to be mobile as well, and he has to show Joseph Parker that he can cut off the ring with these shots as well, because Joseph Parker will be and should be moving against the powerhouse puncher from Daniel Dubois, okay? Now, keep in mind, Daniel Dubois has to show people each and every fight that he is not the triple knee. Okay? And I think, once again, they're banking on triple D to be triple knee in certain situations when pushed to that level. You know, I think he needs to be himself, remember who he is now, and remember who he wasn't. Okay, because if it's any reminder of that, I think Joseph Parker will push him to a certain limit, to a certain level. I think that will happen in that fight. I think that Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker complete each other. Okay, Daniel's bigger. He needs to use his size. Bully him if he needs to. Don't allow Parker to be comfortable in there. I don't know the size of the ring, but that's going to make a difference as well. 24 feet by 24, or is an 18 by 18 a smaller ring, which would benefit Danny Dubois? So we'll see, you know what I mean? And I think, you know, that's up to, that should be up to the handlers to predict that. But if Frank Warren has anything to do with it, I think he will favor the smaller ring for his fighter, the IBF champion, Danny Dubois. Now, who do I think will win this fight? I think Joseph's focused. I think Andy and Joseph are a combination like this, and they've done well. But they're going to need everything and maybe plus some to deal with Daniel Dubois. Because the only thing that sticks out to me besides power and size for Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker is activity. And as you guys know, and you've heard me talk enough about Father Time, the first cousin to Father Time is inactivity. And I think that may be a factor for Joseph Parker. Why? Because Joseph Parker only had one fight last year. So this is a long layoff as compared to Daniel Dubois had just flatlined AJ, okay? Which in what was that, September? So the activity factor definitely goes to the younger, stronger guy in Dubois, which is a bad sign. Okay, Joseph Parker should have fought sometime, because the thing that got him the overall success, I believe, was the activity him and Andy put in fighting 3 times in 2023. Okay, so that is that may be one of the things that it definitely sticks out to me, but it may be a factor just due to inactivity. Okay, he may be a bit rusty. You know, yeah, he's been training, but how much training can you really do in between trainings? You know, you don't want to get burnout or overtrained, you know, but at the same time, you do need to keep your fighter fighting. Okay. And I think because of that, that may be something that tips my decision to Danny Dubois. However, here's the counter to that. The focus. I think Joseph Parker, again, is more focused on Danny Dubois than Danny Dubois is on Parker, because of the Usyk call-outs, and I want to shut Martin McCauley up, and, you know, I'll do this to this guy, I'll do that to this guy, you know, yeah, I'm just ready to run right through him. You're ready to run right through them instead of saying I'm ready to run right through him. Okay, he should have been saying him instead of them. You see what I mean? There's a difference, because you said, no, I'll fight all of them. No, well, you're fighting this one guy right now. Forget all of them. Don't get overwhelmed mentally by saying I want them all versus I got Joseph Parker right in front of me. So that being said, I call this fight a 55-45 in favor of Dubois. And that's only because of the inactivity and the age. Sure, Dubois has the momentum, but I think the momentum comes from activity and success, sure. But that activity, I think, is the main factor, just based on the fact that he's just recently fought and knocked out AJ in 5 rounds. So he is the fresher fighter in every aspect of the word. Okay, younger, stronger, hungrier, more active. I think that is some lines, and I think that is the checkoff list to ensure that Daniel Dubois may be the winner. But then again, don't be surprised if Joseph Parker pulls it off due to focus. So you guys tell me what you think about this breakdown. Keys of victory. Fight prediction between the IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Triple D Dubois, versus Joseph Spidey Parker. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys join me as I will go live for that fight. Of course, February 22nd will be lit. And also, I have just launched Patreon. So if you guys want to join me with some uncut entertainment, that I talk about everything from the Diddle I Joe to the Damned If I Know, come join me at Patreon. The link will be below in the description box. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!